Initiating moisture.
They say the Lord has blessed us with only two true gifts for humanity, Minecraft and anime. Now when it comes to anime, there's one that many celebrate, and it's called Death Note. And a couple days ago, Netflix released their own version of Death Note. And it's nothing like the anime at all. It doesn't even try to be, so let's just get this out of the way now. I'm not going to compare this to the anime. If you haven't seen the anime, you should. And if you have, then just know this has almost nothing to do with it at all. The only similarities they have are the book exists and so does Ryuk. That's about it. I'm going to review it as its own standalone thing. And even on its own standalone thing, this shit's not that great. The story is the ass cheeks and everything else is the whole. The main character, Light's a very generic character, bullied high school kid, and he wants revenge and he has a strong sense of justice. He falls in love with a cheerleader who smiled at him one time, and she falls in love with him because she asked about one of the students getting decapitated, to which Light then shows her that he can kill people with this book, so he kills somebody in front of her, and then that of course sparks a flame in this relationship. As it would for most relationships. I mean, these days, how else are you going to get a relationship? You can't always just buy a RuneScape girlfriend because they're pretty high in demand as well. So sometimes you have to take it to the next logical step, which is kill somebody for a girl. The movie tries to be kind of shockingly gory or whatever, but it doesn't really come across that well. The gore is pretty nonsensical. It makes it seem like every human being in this movie is just a fucking pile of meat on top of itself waiting to just fall over, because every time someone's even slapped, their head comes flying off. It reminds me of the old over-the-top gory action movies with a low budget from like the 80s and 90s, like Riki-Oh, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I can at least respect them trying to do something kind of different than what people would expect from Death Note, and that I can respect. It didn't really come over very well, but I at least respect where their head was at for it. What I can't respect, and what I have even less respect for than an open bag of potato chips in a dumpster, is the characters in this movie. They were just fucking bad. The only one that I even kind of liked was Ryuk, and I think that's just because Willem Dafoe was cool in the character, and they at least made Ryuk kind of this mysterious, sinister guy. Light's uninteresting and a really hard character to root for or like at all. It's just, he acts like a 12-year-old on PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Oh, but this is bad, I give up. No, I shouldn't give up yet. PP is very small, but my PP might get bigger. Oh, but this is good, but it's bad. It's just back and forth, flip-flops, whiny. Not a very smart character with the notebook until the very end of the movie. He doesn't do anything really intelligent until the very end. Mia's just stupid. She's just a dumb character in here. Out of the main characters, I'd say L is at least not the worst. So, I mean, he's the best out of the three, which isn't a big compliment to make. But he at least tries and kind of does some interesting stuff almost. But yeah, the characters fucking blow. And the pacing of this movie is horrible. It's like they tried to fit so much into this short movie that they ended up putting nothing into it, and it's nothing but filler. In one scene, Light finds the notebook, and the next scene, he's already executed the Canadian rowing team. It's just a lot of shit that's left out. Somehow L tracks him down to Seattle by tipping him off on some Japanese drama or some shit. I've got Akira right where I want him. I told him my mother was having an affair, and now my mother has been executed by Kira. That tells me he's in Seattle. I knew it from the get-go. It's leaving out so much detail, and it's hard to follow why things are happening and how we're getting from place to place here. Let's just go ahead and slap this into the Moist Meter content analyzer. I'm giving this a 25%. It's pretty bad. It's definitely not good. But I can say with confidence, if you haven't seen the anime or read the manga, then you will be a lot more forgiving of the problems most people are having with this movie right now. And if you have seen the anime or read the manga, then this is nothing like it. This is unrecognizable from the source material. This is to Death Note what Terminator is to the Titanic. It's just not even close. But imagining this movie as its own standalone thing with nothing to do with any previously existing material, it's not very good. Yeah, it's still just bad. It's kind of one of those so bad it can be enjoyable movies, and for that, it might be worth watching if you're a fan of bad movies like I am. But yeah, it's not great. That's it. See ya.